Good morning, everyone. Dr. Victoria Scarbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. Today is Friday, November 18th. It's been 10 days since the the midterms and the eclipse. It seems 1,000 years ago and maybe yesterday all at the same time. The moon is in Virgo today, all day. It makes some helpful aspects today and a few challenging. The big story is a sextile between the Sun and Pluto. The Sun-Pluto synodic cycle begins when the Sun and Pluto come together. That was in January of 2022, and we are at the 300-degree mark of a 360-degree circle. And this is a time of progressive change, understanding, mental stimulation, working together, humanitarian endeavor. It all has that Aquarius energy to it. And so we have a sense of where we're standing, perhaps where we need to go. As to whether we'll get there, we personally have the power to get there. Whether the people in charge will actually have the idea of what their voters might want, or what their voters need, perhaps. Maybe not so much want, but need. That's another story for another day. It's really cold here this morning, as you can see. We've had our killing frost. A lot of our plants are now in heaven. And it's just the carcasses are left. But, this is a cycle, and without death, how can we know the beauty of life and being born and things popping up? It's a real cycle. The circle of life, the wheel of fortune, right? All right, let's talk astrology. I'll stop singing for you. So we have that sextile, very helpful. The moon makes a early morning trine to Uranus, keeping us open to out-of-the-box solutions. And of course, with the moon in Virgo, we're always looking for solutions. There is an inconjunct to Saturn that's a little irritating, always. I don't know, though. Saturn in Aquarius, moon in Virgo, I think it would drive us to be even better at what we do. Or solving problems. The moon does make a square to Mars. Remember, Mars is in Gemini. It is moving backwards. Both the moon and Mars are disposited by Mercury, because they're in Mercury ruled signs, and Mercury's in Sag. So Mercury in Sag is interested in the big picture, and there's all kinds of information, clarity, decisions made about the big picture. And now it's time to do the work, right? As we say, do the work. And then the last aspect to the moon is a trine to Pluto, which is always brings depth and heft to the moon. And so I think it's going to be a very productive day, in that we have breadth of vision, and we have the energy to dig deep where we need to dig deep, and maybe end things that need to be ended, and start planning for the future. Of course, we have one of the signs associated with the future, Sagittarius, very future-oriented sign, actually, about to have a new moon. We have Venus and Mercury in Sag making a conjunction. There's a lot of this energy of new beginnings, new vision, new breath of understanding that's coming up. We still have some things we haven't quite finished with this lunation, this new moon, solar eclipse, full moon, lunar eclipse cycle that we're in. But certainly it will come up and we will have to deal with it. So there are still a couple of things, still a little bit of a cleanup crew that has to happen in certain areas. So that's what's going on. It is really, really cold. The sun is not up yet, but if I show you over here, those trees up there, you see they're kind of glowing. That's the sun coming up. It's starting to glow on the trees. So it's wicked early this morning, and I'm going to go in and have a nice hot cup of love. All right, guys, have yourself a wonderful day. Have a great Friday. Be careful out there. It's still a little dicey. A lot of planets out of bounds. I haven't really talked about that, but for those of you who really enjoy astrology, you could check out Ann Whitley's Astrology of the Week. Check out mine, of course, first. But Ann Whitley is a really good astrologer and quite a good teacher. There are very few astrologers that I listen to on a regular basis that I learn something from. Mainly because I've been doing this for, not that I'm stuck up, but I've been doing this for 30 years. But Ann, man, I always learn something new. And when you can learn something new, I think it's a successful day. All right, guys, have yourself a wonderful day. Talk to you tomorrow. Love ya. Namaste.